So many people have warned me about the dangers of India as a solo female. I got asked to take photos by literally dozens of people, and I don't have my videographer husband with me on this trip. Definitely sorely missed his videoing skills. You'll see mine's not nearly as good. I don't know how they'll turn out. So I'm here in Seattle, and I'm going all the way to Frankfurt with a 5-hour layover, and then I'm going all the way to Delhi, and then staying there for a couple days, and then going up to Rishikesh. Haven't traveled solo in a long time. I'm a little nervous. I just found a place in the Frankfurt airport dedicated to yoga. And I have a really long layover, and I have the place to myself. So far, my impressions of Delhi, it is completely chaotic. Just rickshaw drivers and bicycles and cars and people, and just all trying to fit into a very small space. So yeah, it's definitely chaotic. There's lots of street children. They usually are trying to do like tricks in the middle of the road and for money. And like a block from me walking from my hotel, I had this young man come up to me, and probably one of my favorite quotes from the day of people I met was, "Put your phone away. This is Indian slum, miss." And he was very concerned about me being a solo female traveler in apparently the slums of India, which I actually thought the area was cool because I was like, oh, they're playing music, there's tons of people out on the street. So I was actually drawn to it, but he was very concerned about me being there by myself as a female. And in other news, what happened? I rode my first rickshaw. I went to Azkaban. I probably totally butchered that. I will put it in here if I end up ever posting this. It was beautiful, ornate carvings. I have no photo evidence because you're not allowed to have any, because it's a sacred place and it's a pilgrim site, and I think that's really neat. Honestly, there were hardly any tourists there, which was kind of cool. It was like really the locals doing their thing there. But you have to check everything because they only allow small bags and they don't allow any electronics. Ended up having to check my phone, which stressed me out, and I honestly debated sneaking it and hiding it in my pants. So I was like, well, I can maybe get away with it. I was this close to doing it, but then last minute I was thinking, okay, well, I stood in line for like probably at least a half an hour just getting to the security point. I'm not gonna risk them turning me back if they check me further later on, which was such a good decision because they made you like go into female and male separate lines later on right before you entered, and they like checked all your pockets, felt you down, and they put you through like a metal thing. So don't try to sneak it. You will not get away with it. I ended up going to this one area where you kind of do a ceremony and you pour water on a statue. That was really neat. I met this guy there who had good English, and he talked to me. He just walked me through everything step by step, did the English translation during the ceremony. He taught me exactly how to cup the cup and to touch the feet and touch your eyes and then your head and then your heart after. It's all about like you're supposed to think about people's names who you want to bless and spread goodwill to. And so if you're a close friend or family, you would definitely, I said every name possible. It's actually, it takes quite a bit of time to pour the water, so I said a lot of people's names, so the chances are you probably did. And even if you weren't, I got you covered because I also just did a blanket statement of the whole world, so you're welcome, everyone. I just had dinner, my first Indian meal in India. I had Punjab, creamy tomato paneer deliciousness with garlic naan at the end of the meal. And the guy put down this mixture of like, almost looks like salt rock, but it's not. It's like sugar rocks with like cardamom or some other spice, and that's like your breath mint after the meal, which is, I don't know, I just found that kind of amazing. It was nice. I felt like it did freshen my breath. So anyways, yep, wanted to catch you up. Tomorrow I have a breakfast tour scheduled, which I'm excited about. So day 2 in New Delhi started with me walking about 2 kilometers, getting wicked lost and having locals point me constantly in the right direction to the metro station that I was going to be meeting our food tour. It was funny because locals just kept pointing to me, and then at one point I had done like a complete circle, and like everyone's seeing me there again, and it's just like platform 1 this way. And so everyone was so nice and helped me get to the right direction. The food tour was so awesome. I went with Delhi Food Walks, which if any of you are in Delhi, I highly recommend. You go to 9 different food places, and I was able to eat at every single one of them besides one which served only meat at that location. The other ones, there was another location that did serve meat, had a vegetarian version. So overall, it was really nice as a vegetarian, being able to eat so much delicious food. We tried so many different breads and so many different like curries.
A typical bread which you get in Old Delhi in the Muslim parts of India, this particular bread. And then they are deep fried in oil twice. So everything in Old Delhi is fried twice. And the logic is that they believe that if you fry anything twice, they drop less oil. Less oil, yeah, that's what they say. So you'll feel it, like when you eat, you see like it's not that oily. And this serve with a potato curry, and then this serve carrot pickle.
I think my 2 favorites was this place where you bring your own butter. Honestly, if you didn't have him there, there's no way you would find it. Like, it's in this little alley, and there's just a huge crowd around there, and everyone brings their own butter.
So it's so like famous.
It's called what again?
Chole kulche.
Chole kulche. Okay. And this is the bring your own butter place.
That's the pot of chickpeas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get this delicious chickpea concoction that was just so good. And then my second favorite thing was, I cannot pronounce it, so I'll put it here. It was so good. It had a masala kind of spices to it, and
Chole bhature.
chole bhature, that's quintessential Delhi dish.
This bread is like everyone's favorite bread.
This has to happen again. I also really liked this kind of like fried candied deliciousness. This is jalebi.
Jalebi. J-A-L-E-B.
It was so good. Like, I have this thing for salty sweet, and so I just kept thinking like, this needs salt. And so the guide, who's this big foodie, he saw me put salt on it and he thought it was hilarious, and then everyone tried it and thought it was better. So I reinvented this amazingness. It's just my salt addiction is real. And there were some good like desserts we had too.
But this one is like the unique to this place.
And that one's called again?
Save Badam.
Save Badam.
This is made up of chickpea flour.
Oh, actually, I have to add to my top 3 favorite things on the tour was I had the saffron lassi. It was so good. Oh my goodness, they put this like cream on top too, and it was just amazing. The guide recommended the saffron one. There were different flavors you could choose from. I'm so glad he chose the saffron because it was amazing. I mean, we also had this amazing bread. Oh, there was too many, okay. But there was this really yummy bread too.
This oven is called tandoor. 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 Tandoor is a name for oven, and you can call this bread tandoori roti, tandoori bread.
You put butter on top of it, and it's just heaven. It's just the right level of sweetness. And he had to ask for things to be specially made that for our Western stomachs. And so he would ask people, usually this bread, for example, is dipped in water to kind of soften it. And so he had to ask the people not to do that. And there were a couple of places where he did that, where he asked, for the chai, instead of, sometimes they do it with water, he asked them just to do it with milk for us. And so it was super helpful, and I just think it was such a great way to be able to try tons of yummy food. He knew safe places to go. They had the best food. He talked about the history of everything, and a lot of the places we went have been around since the early 1900s. The earliest one I think was 1901. It just keeps being passed in family generation after generation.
This flower market is 150 years old, and it's mostly used for, the flowers are used for religious purpose. They make garlands and they sell to nearby temples and all of the places. Old car parts market. So you see the car parts, horns, shock absorbers, ball bearings, cutting sheets.
And he also took us to a couple of temples. We were allowed to take some photos and videos, they said, so I did.
This is India's biggest mosque. It was built by the same Mughal emperor who built Red Fort. The man who built Taj Mahal in Agra, the same man built this as well.
These have many religions in one place, and they're very interesting, and I really loved seeing the Sikh Temple, mostly because they feed 20,000 people there. And you have these volunteers who work in this kitchen, and he showed us, where they were working in the kitchen, and I was like, can I join them? Because they're just volunteers, they're making this bread. And so I sat down with them next to this sweet woman who was making fun of me, my rolling skills a little, but she was so cute. It's kind of cool because in this thing, it's not just you're feeding the homeless, it's you're feeding anyone. So you might have someone who makes lots of money there at the same time with somebody who's on the street. And our guide was explaining that Sikh religion really tries to eliminate that distinction. They also, rather than worshiping God, Sikh is all really about doing good. That's their philosophy. Our guide was Hindu, but he's I really like Sikh religion. It was super interesting. I really loved that he threw that in there. Also went to the rooftop at this one area. There was a mosque up there, and some cool views, which was nice to see as well, and kind of seeing Delhi from the top up high. And then afterwards, I attempted to walk to the Jama Masjid, I might be butchering that as well, mosque. I knew they were having a prayer, so I was actually going to avoid that because I had been told that as a non-Muslim I wasn't going to be allowed in until the late afternoon. But I decided it could be cool just to check it out since I was nearby anyways, and so I walked over there, and it was really neat because I saw just people pouring into the mosque because the call of prayer was on. Just like, you know, hundreds of people just pouring in with the white caps, and I thought it was really neat. There's this big shopping center right before it, and got to watch people do their prayers at the mosque. I guess usually that's not allowed. There were so many people. I guess usually they would all go inside, but there were people outside praying. So while I didn't go inside the mosque, I watched from outside some people praying, and you could see the women from inside on the side as well. I tried so badly to capture the women because I saw them on the side outside the building bowing and praying, and my iPhone storage wouldn't let me, so that was unfortunate, but it was really neat. I really loved being there. Day 3 of my time in Delhi, and I just arrived to a place called Raj Ghat. I didn't really know what to expect here, so we'll see. I'm trying to take advantage of my last day, so I'm gonna try to breeze through a few things. So it's actually a huge park, and it's dedicated to Mahatma Gandhi. It's a memorial. Really beautiful, peaceful. Hardly anyone's here. This flame is lit forever for Gandhi in memorial of him. So I just had a whole family introduce themselves to me, local family. They were so sweet, and they wanted to take a photo with me. So I ended up taking tons of photos with the whole family and people individually. It was just so funny that they wanted to have a photo with me. I don't know why. I wish I kind of got a photo with them now. Okay, stayed much later at Raj Ghat than I anticipated, but there was more to the park, and I met all these sweet families who I spoke to for a long time. I played frisbee with the family. I got asked to take photos by literally dozens of people, like their whole family, and they wanted singlets too with me. It's so funny to me. I need to look up why that is, because it's funny because it made me feel like a celebrity. I took a few photos. I mean, there were just so many that it would take so much time if I had handed my camera each time. But the families that I spoke to quite a bit, I asked for to take a picture too with them. So I have some, which is good. And they're so sweet. Everyone was surprised that I'm traveling by myself as a female in India. They were so friendly. It was so awesome. All right, I'm gonna head to India Gate now. I am at the India Gate. I'm at the back, so I got asked for a bunch of selfies again, which seems to be pretty standard. taking this for you. I know how much you love dogs.